Στα μονοπάτια του καημού, στη γέφυρα του στεναγμού με κάνει η μάνα μου. Μια φθινοπόρινη βραδιά, ζωή την κρύα σου καρδιά είδαν τα μάτια μου. Με κουδουνίστρες πλαστικές όμορφες και χρωματιστές με να νουρίσανε. Και τα ματάκια τα μικρά είδαν του κόσμου τα αγαθά και συμφωνήσανε. Ήταν το γάλα μου πικρό και το νεράκι μου γλυφό που με μεγάλωνε. Κι απέναντι στη κούνια μου η μοίρα η κακούργα μου και με καμάρωνε. Ήταν το κλάμα μου μουντώσαν κάτι να θέλα να πω μα δεν με νιώσανε. Μια λυπημένη αναπνοή για την πουτάνα τη ζωή που μου χρεώσανε. Έτσι ξεκίνησα λοιπόν, έτσι ξεκίνησα. Δεν με ρωτήσανε, ζωή μας σε συνήθισα. Σαν πληγωμένο αετόπουλο στο χώμα, ψάχνω τη δύναμη να κρατηθώ ακόμα. Σαν πληγωμένο αετόπουλο στο χώμα, ψάχνω τη δύναμη να κρατηθώ ακόμα. Πάνω σε λάσπες και καρδιά στο άδικου κόσμου τη φωτιά πρωτοπερπάτησα. Ισορροπία σταθερή για να προλάβω τη ζωή όμως την πάτησα. Μόνο το α και το χ στη σχολική μου εποχή πρωτοσυλλάβησα. Γι' αυτό το αχ και το γιατί όπου βρεθώ μ' ακολουθεί πια σαραντάρισα. Έτσι περνούσε ο καιρός κι εγώ στο δρόμο μου σκυφτό σε κάνα όνειρα. Έτυχε να με απ' αυτούς που κολυμπάνε στους αφρούς και στα λασπόνερα. Στάζει το αίμα της ψυχής σαν τις σταγόνες της βροχής, όμως ποιος νοιάζεται. Και την αόρατη πληγή που μέσα μου αιμορραγεί ποιος την μοιράζεται. Έτσι ξεκίνησα λοιπόν, έτσι ξεκίνησα. Δεν με ρωτήσανε, ζωή μας σε συνήθισα. Σαν πληγωμένο αετόπουλο στο χώμα, ψάχνω τη δύναμη να κρατηθώ ακόμα. Σαν πληγωμένο αετόπουλο στο χώμα, ψάχνω τη δύναμη να κρατηθώ ακόμα. Έτσι ξεκίνησα λοιπόν, έτσι ξεκίνησα. Άλλα μου δείξανε και άλλα εγώ αντίκρισα. Θεέ μου κι ας ήξερα ποια μέρα θα πεθάνω και του θανάτου μου γενέθλια να κάνω. Θεέ μου κι ας ήξερα ποια μέρα θα πεθάνω και του θανάτου μου γενέθλια να κάνω.
I got no.
Is it
You
people
know,
selling fruit?
that's hypnotic. The people guilty will know who they are.
Basically, all of us.
You know what? It's true what they say. Even an orangutan occasionally says words of wisdom. Oh, happy birthday, Mia. And lovely to see everybody here, including the Argentinian gang, the Arnos Grove gang, and the Southgate gang, the good-looking part of the whole contingent. Why are you laughing?
No, I'm trying to get this picture off.
Don't bother, just delete it. I could put it as my background, do you know that?
Don't you dare.
Send me, I want to put it on my website.
No, if you carry on now, you'll catch an argument in a minute live.
Send it to you.
But how do you get it off?
There's prawn cocktail here if anybody wants it.
Whole conversation.
You let her know.
Yeah, half an hour. Half an hour,
Half an
whole
hour. What's in the bun?
conversation. I was just,
You can earn a lot of money out of that.
somebody came round, I just walked by, I left this recorder and I just done it.
When you bored, after 2 minutes.
About
I went upstairs, I
Thousand
forgot about it,
words
and
of
then I came back down.
I got one.
I've given it to.
Put some in a little
Try the
coffee
apple.
What?
Really have it.
Goodbye diet.
You are coming home with me.
You're going to have some chocolate fountain?
What do you think?
Time now.
Put your hands.
Is that
First, you can always
Sorry, my
diet.
nutritionist.
You can always diet tomorrow, I guess.
What did you stick in there?
Go on, kids. Where are they?
We're joking. We're doing it.
You need a cup to hold it with. Okay, you come over here. No, you don't want to go to things. Mia, you come over here. Just you follow maybe hands on Mia while they put on.
Your situation is very different.
Okay, Mum's not sitting down right now. Let me just get you some chocolate.
No, darling. Your situation is different.
Did. How many have we put in?
Well, I want to unbox this first.
Are you going to get a stick and give me a stick?
Julie, do you want one? Do you want me to make one?
Yeah, how long?
Okay, I'll try one.
Just do 1 minute first of all, and then just stir it really well, and then another 20 seconds.
You have to leave it there.
Into your cup. No, you have to eat it. Okay, I eat it.
Now you eat it.
All that mess.
Doesn't matter, that's it.
Andrew, what's the tissue? I've got
Sad, the whole thing's going to get...
They're not as comes.
do this out with your finger.
Don't put anything else down this sink at all.
We
Nothing.
didn't!
Oh, that's one sign that food just escaped.
Well, yeah.
I reckon you've
Your
got
strawberry on my
it.
stick. Andrew.
Hey?
Take the spoon and put it in.
We've got that thing Steve left, we've still got it.
Right.
Are you going to eat that?
No, stick on the
What do I have to do with this? I don't know.
Control, please.
What do I do with this
Sorry,
stick?
Chris, I'm just going to have one more go.
No, it's all right.
Put chocolate on
And I'm
it.
going to call it a
Will
day.
you put chocolate on it for me?
Yeah, I
You
need
sure,
it.
Maria?
Nah.
Well, I'm trying. I don't like dripping, I just go like this.
That Dr. Gillian Keith.
Come here.
Yes, Gumera.
You can come over and cook make me breakfast.
Yeah, just on your full dance.
We can have breakfast together.
Let me do that, have I what you need to do?
Put a pan in his head. I asked your mum on Friday.
What, is she 5?
How old are you, Mia? 5?
I can count 5 candles.
Do you know what's got?
Is everybody ready?
I'll small the pictures.
When you getting there, sweetheart?
Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mia. Happy birthday to you. Yay! How old are you?
That way.
Ah, that one's still smoking.
Becca, we'll go and stand next to your sister so I can take a picture of you together.
Careful, it doesn't blow up.
Should we blow them? Should we light them again?
I think she should have another blow.
Yeah, I think.
Go on then.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mia.
Happy birthday to you. Yay, again.
well. Why don't you have one with you?
Now, Andy, film the kids. Film the kids saying hello to Ignacio, Nasser and Maria as well.
Okay.
We're going to have pictures of them.
Just say hello.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, they're good.
Hello,
Take
children.
my glasses off.
Just make the flash.
You okay?
Ask them for a piece of
Look at
cake.
me. Look at me.
Do you want a piece of cake for Mia's birthday?
Okay, we'll save a piece.
Yeah?
Mia, look at me.
If you want to be
Do you want
happy
me-
for the rest of your
How'd you
life,
say
then
it?
never make a
No,
pretty
I'll say
woman
no.
your wife.
No, that's
Too late, mate.
Andy, you should be in the picture. You come and take her now.
Like the,
He wants to blow the candles.
She's not going to break. You can touch her and
Minnie,
hold her
you want
anymore.
he wants to blow the candles as well with me and light them again. Quite right.
doing playing games.
I've got to go to
The
Argentina.
job's worth doing. It's worth doing right.
Hey, what did your friend say to teach Owen? What you do?
My teacher,
We'll do it together, okay? On three.
No, it's 4 anymore.
Are you ready? Get closer.
Get closer,
Ready?
go on.
1, 2, 3.
You've got to help them, man.
That's
One,
Judas.
2, 3.
Happy
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mia.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm going to be sick. Cut the cake.
Hold them, Mia.
What's that evil laugh?
I think we might cut the cake now.
Pour this off, Maria and Minnie.
What reason?
Mr. First.
He
I want
could,
that
no,
on
no,
the
he could buy his own stinking camera.
We'll bring ours. He's
Maria?
got a little one.
Alright, what's the big
Yeah,
deal?
no, because Alan doesn't hold the battery.
You're all shouting. It's a camera.
Not sure.
The way it's true.
Oh my god, she's amazing.
Go back to Elsa.
Wait.
Is this the real advert?
Her ex as well.
She thinks she's so...
If they want more, we can get more.
Wait,
Man, that woman looks like a
is she born in Israel or what?
How's it going out there? How's it going?
It's going very good. It was fearful, Julie.
Yeah?
Terrible.
Let's have a look at the damage. Look at the damage they did to my car. It's unbelievable, the damage. Car gets very dirty because I keep putting powder in the car.
Yeah, right.
Can you try not to? Can you try and keep the car a little bit?
You filthy liar. That's a nice.
Bring the car a little bit. The nice wheels. Go.
Yeah. After the MOT. After the expensive MOT. So you can see it's a very, very nice day. So I decided that I was going to put my husband to work because he's a lazy.
This is going to fall off, can you see?
No, don't touch.
That's a lot of work.
Do it properly, please. Thank you.
We need a new wiper here.
It has to be spotless. Okay, see you when the car is finished. Judy, see you.
Looks like the finishing stages.
Almost.
Let's have a look at the car. Right, okay, this is a little trick. We're going to have this in our... Okay, you don't have cameras, spy cameras, but now I'm gonna... It's a bit filthy, the number plate. Get rid of it. Right, now we're immune to any cameras, speed cameras now. I better hurry and get in before I get caught. There's a policeman down the road. Is he?
Yeah.
Have you got it in or not? Oh no.
It's a funny, it's a silly little
player.
CD, isn't it? Player.
Where is the volume? But I can't see where the control is. Oh, here.
Έτσι σούγλαν να σεντζάλι κι ας αυταίνω κάθε μέρα το μαγκάλι. Όλοι θέλουν να τσιμπήσουν μα και κάθονται μαζί μου να τη ψήσουν.
Θέλουν μόνο να τη φάσει που τη μυρωδιάνη μου τι τους θα σπάσει.
These are mushrooms.
Yeah.
They're huge.
Yeah? They're toadstools.
They might be poisonous, the mushrooms.
We'll make Andy try one.
Have you seen my badges?
Okay, that's it.
Have you seen my badges?
Show us the badges.
One says world's greatest sister from Chris and Ren. Or from Chris. And this one's from Ren. It sings. He's fantastic.
Okay, smells good. Okay, there's the chef. Yeah, Mr. Chef.
Yeah, I know myself. I know what Danny's there, just
Huh?
making out he's trying to do something.
Yeah, like, he'll say that he did all this, and really it's just, you know, it's you just holding Matt that's doing all this.
Hello.
Huh?
Çiftliğe düzen. Üstüne mesle sarar sushi.
Huh?
Hadi mesle sarar sushi.
You always economise the bunna though, don't you?
Evet. İtalyanca.
Ah, okay. So it's always the same.
I think something you should put together.
Yeah.
Next to the fat. Δεν αυτή είναι τα κάβια.
Με πατάτες, μακαρούνια, θα σε τρώμε και ας γίνουμε γουρούνια. Είσαι για μας το number one. Όποιος σε φάει δεν σε ξεχνά. Είσαι για μας το number one. Και για τα άλλα δεν φακούμε πενιά. Με πατάτες, μακαρούνια, θα σε τρώμε και ας γίνουμε γουρούνια.
Get Rebecca in the coach. I've got enough kids.
She just wanted to.
Oh, all right.
Μάιρας δοκιμάζει και τσιόλις ανεξήγια.
Ποιο? Ποιο?
Μάιρας δοκιμάζει και τσιόλις ανεξήγια.
Δοκίμασα εγώ πρώτα. Κόψα μου τούες.
With bulging in. It's a lovely place, Cyprus, but you can't afford to live with cichlids out there. Really
Stick to their own.
Yeah.
No cichlids sort of had a life in England.
Mushrooms. Well, I want you to have a look. I know you've seen them before, but can you get it? That's the chef de years.
Oh yes, I see
My
them.
favourite. I don't usually have them. I haven't had them for ages.
I bet you
Και το
will.
τσίκι νομίζω έγινε και...
Okay. And there's chicken as well for that.
Να με ξέρανε και...
And it's an asado, but it's
A Greek asado.
a real asado.
Ah,
No,
yeah,
it's just,
right.
no. It's an asado to me, unless you got the chef de years and the mushrooms. Have a look at the knuckles again. Okay. And let me go over there so you can film me with the...
Τράβατα στη μέση.
I can tell which one's the one.
Okay, we have your name? Okay, you have your name?
Right. A-C. I think I've got
Vicino
PC
tu bocino
somewhere.
mi sentiamo
That's funny.
e mina si
Panisi, master asado?
It's pretending to be the asado master, but it's me really, you can see.
Yeah, right.
δώσ' μου το τσίνο το κοκκαλό.
You know what I'm saying? Without me coordinating.
I bet.
Oi, zitto.
We're going to try one panic, make sure it's alright.
Doppia dopo mascelli grossa.
Just kissing Paula.
If you dare, yeah.
Good? Yeah. How do I look?
Very nice.
Number one. You don't even talk to me.
I don't talk to him.
You don't ever see this. Where's the movies? Where's the movies? Yeah, where's the movies? You can put my DVD.
I wish I could. Yeah. One day I will. I've tried everything.
Anyway, how are you two? Okay. How was Argentina? Yeah. Not long back now, aren't you? Oh, well, it's not long back, yeah. So now you've seen probably a year or so, yeah. So how's the master plan going, okay? Land good? Development going well?
He's going.
Slow?
It's all the main thing.
Argentinians are like the Cyprus, aren't they? Yeah. Tomorrow, do. But apart from that, everything's good.
Yeah, everyone knows when it is.
Yeah, we're going to arrange do something similar to this in the summer. I don't know if it'll be as nice as this one though. This looks excellent job. This is a professional job here.
Which barbecue gear anyway? Yours?
Camden Town.
Or Penny?
The big one's Penny.
Not the usual one.
On the end, one end.
Yeah, the one
That looks, somebody's made it out of that checker plate.
Which one?
Somebody's made that for Penny, haven't they? The checker plate one.
I went to look at a local
Penny,
one.
is that homemade?
Yeah. What's that?
Your barbecue.
What?
No, that's our one. We brought that from.
What, the one with the checker plate?
Yes.
Oh, which one's yours?
This one.
Oh, that one's yours.
Yeah.
Oh, your one's homemade, Andrew.
Yeah. I've built it out of little bits and pieces I have in my toy set.
Your little James Bond effort, that is, isn't it? The A-Team.
It's disgusting talking.
Yeah, no one eats it.
No one, stop.
Me and Paula will sort the food out.
Yeah.
We'll dispose of it properly. Haven't eaten for 2 days.
You was making it up. They're allowed.
There's more. There is chicken in there.
Oh, chicken out. There's chicken out there. You chicken out for wings. You want a wing?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ellie. Happy birthday to you.
Cut the cake.
Speech! I'll embarrass all you lot next time. Embarrassing. What's that? She's looking forward to your 50th. Who said that?
Oh my god.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, let me say another one. You can have one. Everyone's smiling, man.
Oh, they smile for me.
Look at this one. Look at that. Smile. Smile free.
This one?
What about the tea? And everybody can
Just round the back. Is that what you was doing?
Strong tea. What is it?
Mama.
See the noises?
That's the best one.
Yeah, I've got a really bad one.
That's not bad either.
Look at this. Zombies. I'm just going to delete it. Look at what I think she is. Huh? Just going to delete it as zombies.
Let's have a look, Chris. Any good? Yeah. Very nice. Bit good.
Yeah.
Some hot water.
Oh, I like this. My last birthday.
Just for me.
Chris, all of us want as well.
You're the one. Yeah, Mary was tea.
I'm not content to be with you in the daytime. Girl, I want to be with you all of the time. The only time I feel alright is by your side. Girl, I want to be with you all of the time, all day and all of the night. All day and all of the night. All day and all of the night. I believe that you and me last forever. Oh yeah, all day and night I'm yours, leave me never. The only time I feel alright is by your side. Girl, I want to be with you all of the time, all day and all of the night. All day and all of the night. Oh, come on! I believe that you and me last forever. Oh yeah, all day and night I'm yours, leave me never. The only time I feel alright is by your side. Girl, I want to be with you all of the time, all day and all of the night. All day and all of the night. All day and all of the night.
Toilet. My old teachers of the school.
this part.
Right, ready? 2, 4. Hang on. I'm not playing golf today. We're going to wedding.
Whose wedding?
Huh?
Whose wedding?
Everyone's wedding, right? I think it's near a golf course. No. Okay, where's the smart car?
Oh, you haven't seen a new car?
You want to see it? Can I come in the back? Yeah. Alright, see you there, okay?
How many Andreas and Maria Pufuru?
Believe it? Simon, there is.
No, I'm gonna have some wine.
We made it.
Just about, yeah. So, what time did you leave?
Half 3.
Half 3. Half 3.
Yeah. We went through central London trying to get. I should have. With Brixton.
Yeah.
Up Clapham.
Cheese the photography.
Okay, it took us.
Yeah, but you're not.
No.
Sorry.
We left from Forest Gate. Yeah, so imagine that's where we are now, yeah? Remember me? Huh? Remember me? All this time you don't remember me? Only comes just around. This is not chicken, it's not
To welcome the bride and groom for this evening, Angelo and Kerry.
like a menu there, Simon. What is that? Put it on top. Okay, Simon, let's get stuck in.
Anywhere I go, I think no different from myself. You can say that.
Oh my god, me too! If you're married, you not with a meeting then!
Lascio compare. Oh yeah. He's gonna fly away this one. Here we go. Yalla. La magia, ella compare nuovas. Ella. Thank you, Marisuma. Whoops. Professional, here we go. Originality, by the way, just in case I never mentioned it, here we go. Those legs, Yandagi, keep those legs. We're measuring them now, come on. At least 1 metre. Ella. Kick him down.
Has it got water? That's yours, I think. It's Oh, it's completely broken, this thing. Ah, that's it. Light? Yeah? Yes, it has the light. Well done. And he goes, ooh.
This is wide, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bigger, you get loads of food.
That's yours, that was yours.
We want to play badminton.
We'll give it up really.
I wasn't ready.
You're going to get fired.
Where is it?
Really? Cookie,
Yeah.
Yeah, don't leave. No, don't give it to Cookie.
No, why not?
It's hot.
Huh? No, he's going to chew on it now.
It's dead though.
Nah, it's in the bin. Don't give it to him. No, it's in the bin.
Where's the other one? Cookie, we need that one.
Okay.
I got it. Yeah? Hot night. Cookie!
He always gets it. No, I would have expected it to.
Cookie. Kiss me. Cookie.
Look what I've got.
Super cool.
Cookie, look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cookie, look. Look. Look, Cookie.
Useless.
Yeah, well.
You're not working.
Cookie.
I'll put them behind you, Pam.
That's it. Good one. Cookie, no. No.
Aim's out! Aim's out! That's in.
I want an action replay.
There's one on the tree.
We've got any more?
Oh, one on that tree up there, and they've got it down, haven't they?
There, come on. Oh.
So who was down there then?
Let me see. There was. Yeah, he hasn't changed a bit, but I mean he's gone a bit thin on top as well. But that's about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
I forgot the
That's the wrong school.
I forgot the name of the school already, so. Grimsdale High, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Grimsdale. Yeah.
That's good. Same class.
Same class.
Do you remember the time? Can you tell us cameras quickly in a few sentences what happened when your gate crashes party in Rooney?
Oh, 1986.
Yeah. And your gate crash party.
Well, no, I mean we were invited. Well, I was invited, but the other people that we came with weren't. Yeah.
And you got the bumps or something?
There was that. Yeah.
Killed him really.
Yeah, and somebody had a leather jacket. Somebody had purple hair. Somebody gave me a can of this like water-based spray stuff, which was silver, so I sprayed that from there as well. And I mean, Andy knew who we were, but nobody else did. And we came in, we changed the music.
Yeah. Apparently,
somebody said, "Punks, call the police."
That was Michael. Yeah, I remember him saying that. Just, I've got to call the police.
Yeah. Kingsdale, Jeff, Trevor, and Lynn.
Well, funny enough, I was talking to Ian about it.
did you hear this at the beginning? And he goes, what is it? I said, well, someone didn't tell me nothing. I didn't know. He was a bit upset actually. And I said, oh.
I'll tell you what.
Pass it round, I'll get
That's Angela's wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I warmed up and did lots of stretching.
Give it to someone because I need the plate.
I just started going back to the gym.
Want a bit of
Have you?
Yeah, about a month ago.
I'll do it.
Alright, I messed up my knees so badly.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the way I'm fit, that's all it is. It's so unfit. And it's just like...
No, it's that mad dancing. It's when they started to speed up the music.
Oh, the second bit.
The second bit, yeah.
I couldn't do that. I'm nearly enough. No, that's it. I'm out.
The day after, I couldn't. Thanks.
Where's the lid?
I couldn't actually stretch it properly.
Where's the lid, Mum? Give me the lid.
So I had to get one of those support stockings.
Give me the lid for the thing.
No.
What happened to that mushroom?
I dropped it into the...
That was a good night, that was. Everything worked out really well.
Yeah.
Everyone enjoyed it.
We used to be frightened and scared to try things we don't really understand why.
I'll see you all very soon. Heavy suitcases.
We were crazy. Now that the end is already here, we reminisce about old yells and cheers, even if our last hurrays were never clear.
Look at the weather.
They'll cry 'cause it's not the end.
I hear you're going to something like -7.
I just hope there's room for us in the tent.
Here's where my heart will stay with you. Friends with you. Yesterday's a treasure, today's here. Tomorrow's on its way, the sky's clear. Like if we were means of all the laughters and tears. Not to mention our doubts and our fears, the hypertension we gave to our peers. It's really funny to look like after all of these years. Farewell to you, my friends. We'll see each other again. Don't worry, 'cause it's not the end of everything. I may be miles away, but here is where my heart will stay with you, my friends, with you. Farewell to you, my friends. We'll see each other again. Don't worry, 'cause it's not the end of everything.
Well, they've gone. We're gonna miss them. Exciting. Yeah. Exciting for them. Let's see what they build. Let's see if we can see their aeroplane going. And there they go.
Welcome folks to this evaluation of the final volume. This is the final volume in the original series. There was 25 big volumes, and then I made a few volumes that, for instance, when Paula came to England and I came here. But I decided to make a final volume just before I came to Argentina. Yeah, I didn't throw a stone. I didn't throw a stone back at England when I left. I got a bazooka, you know, and I fired it. The last job that I had is mini-cabbing. I mean, I left the factory, I told you all the stories, I left the factory, thought, you know, waves of opportunity. The last job I had was mini-cabbing, and so what I'm going to do in this final volume analysis is I'm going to talk about my time with the old mini-cabbing. So let's get into the PC and have a look at that. Okay, so I started, well, I phoned this company, it's near my house, it's opposite East Finchley Station, and I phoned them up, I said, do you need cab drivers? Oh yeah, what do you need? Oh, all you need is to go down and get, it's obviously a public carriage certificate, but they have police checks and this and that, and they check your license and this and that. Oh, I said, fair enough, but the way he was talking, oh, just come down, you're going to get a job. Okay, so I went through all the procedures in getting my police check. Cost a fortune, you know, there was a doctor's check as well, I remember. The thing is, with the old green, I had the old green licenses. I don't know if you remember them, you know, they're picture licenses today. They used to last until your 70th birthday, but anyway, and it said Andreas Charalan Puss. Instead of Bus with a B, it was P. So it kept on coming back. Can you imagine? It used to take 4 or 5 weeks, and he used to come back. There was this mistake, that mistake, this mistake. I remember, you know, I had to change my license, obviously, correct that P. But it was taking time and time and time. And at one point, there was even a mistake. I can't remember. I must have left out something on the form, and actually went down there so it wouldn't take another 5 weeks. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, weeks and weeks and weeks, months went by. I went to the place that I'd phoned up. There was a merger. Now, I could talk about this, you know, there's no such thing as a merger. There's always a takeover. The company was taken over. But I was full of myself. I mean, it was a nice June day, I remember, nice sunny day. I went down with Paula. And I walked in, I was smart, but it was a t-shirt smart sort of thing. And this guy Morris, who thinks that cab driving, you know, is a sort of suited and booted affair. You know, I remember how difficult it was to actually do this. You know, you're working 50, 60-hour weeks. You don't want to be suited and booted. Do you know what I'm saying? But anyway, he gave me a test. You know, it's, that's another thing is they introduced this test. So there was a question like, name eight bridges over the Thames. You know, all simple stuff. And then it was like, put everything in order. You know, if you can imagine the timetable, not the timetable, the rails, you know, the rail map of an underground, you would have to put everything in order. You know, put all these things in order. Well, I mean, I knew my North London, but like for instance, it had like Southall. You know, and I mean, I thought Southall would be south. I didn't know it was going to be, you know, northeast. But you know, I made a few mistakes there. And Morris, you know, oh, are you going to go to Kennington and then go back to Southall and then go back to Waterloo? I said, look, if I'm on a road, it's a straight road. I'm not likely to go back. You know, he was really, you know, sort of cutting me to pieces. It was like, I'm the boss now, and I'm going to show you, you know, who's boss. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and he said, how would you get to Waterloo? How would you get to Waterloo Station? I said, well, my uncle lives down there. I go there all the time, but you know, he wants roads and this. You know, when someone's asking you quick fire questions, you know, so I mean, I didn't like him at all. So I mean, I suppose in the end he sort of nicely said, look, you know North London pretty well, just go for a local firm because, you know, and he was saying crap like that they have £30,000 contracts, you know, from all these people. I worked out a £30,000 contract is someone that's in a minicab 24 hours a day. You know, there's no such thing as £30,000 contracts. But, you know, he brought in, you know, and just to finish on the story, Penny's brother used to work there, and he was the one who was supposed to introduce me. and he came back later with some other, with the old boss, and said, no, put him in. He goes, no, you know, he was like, I'm new, I'm the new boss, I'm going to put my foot down, and I'm going to show, you know, everybody what's what. He didn't even remember, this Morris twat. He didn't even remember that I was coming down. I phoned him the day before that I was coming for an interview. He didn't even remember. And then he said at the end, he goes, when you come back, I'm going to give you the black cabs test. You know, and I said, yeah, these are the kind of people that you don't want to work with. So those are the twats at 883-5000. I wouldn't get a cab from them. You know, if I would walk, you know, if they were the last mini cab on earth, it doesn't matter what distance it is, I would actually walk. There was no way I would actually get them to take me anywhere. Just to finish the story, when I was a black cabbie, I went to East Finchley Station and I dropped somebody off, and this guy said he had a suitcase, and he said to me, "Are you the cab to pick me up?" I said, "No, why?" And he said, "Well, I phoned the cab office opposite, and I've been waiting now half an hour." I said, "They are useless. Where do you want to go?" He just wanted to go down the road. So I mean, he gave me the fare and everything. But I said, you know, that cab company was absolutely, totally inefficient. So the next minicab office I tried was somewhere in Tully Ho. It was next to the Eris pub. You can see it here. Great to have Google Maps to actually show you all this. But anyway, me and Paula went down there. We went into this place. You get in from round the back. It was filthy. It was like it was being built. It had dust up to here. There was a few boxes. You climbed up this stairs. It was this room, and this guy with the computer. Totally unprofessional. He was saying to me, it was this Indian guy, he was saying to me, you know, we contact people on the phone, and I've got his computer. He wanted £95, it's called rent, you know, to give you the calls and everything. When I was a minicab driver, I used to collect from the Wishing Well. This is opposite, well, the Tully Ho's a triangle, it's opposite on the other side, it's a pub on the other side. They usually come to our company, but because someone wanted a cab quickly, they phoned across the road thinking it'd be faster. They were waiting 45 minutes. I mean, you know, like me for instance, I used to be there, I used to be on the ball, you know, they call me up, I'm there, you know, usually I hang around North Finchley, so I would be there. So I was there instantly, and they were complaining, "Why were you 45 minutes late?" I said, "What are you talking about?" That was another inefficient company, because they would be at home, and they'd phone their drivers, if you're at home for instance, and then they came into the Wishing Well and said, "Right, where is he?" I said, "Well, he's gone now, it's 1 hour late." He goes, "Don't phone us again." I said, "Well, you shouldn't have phoned him again, just phone up our company." But that was another inefficient company. He gave me a card and said, "You can hire a car," you know, because and on the card it had the address of a place in Whetstone. And I phoned him up, I said, "Do you hire cars?" He said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, I need a car." So why don't you come and work for us? So I worked for this company in Whetstone. It was at that time a litre of diesel was £1 a litre. The insurance was £42 a week, and the rent was £98 a week. So let's add all that up. 98 plus 42, that's £140, plus your petrol, which was 70. So you're talking about 200, say £210. You've got to work, and any penny you get above that is your money. The work used to be, okay, on Monday, it used to be busy on Monday. £80 you used to make, you know, working, you know, 8 hours, for instance. On Monday and Tuesday used to be busy. On Wednesday, no work at all. Do you know what it's like to wait in a car 3 hours waiting for work and only getting £5? You know, I used to work out that a bad day is £37. If you're making £37, anything less than that is a disaster. But yeah, Wednesday no work. So you've got £80, £160. You still need £40 to get to your first pound. You know, so Friday, you know, Friday and Saturday nights you had to work. So you had to give up your those social times, Friday and Saturday. And then from 11 o'clock to 4 in the morning was really, really busy. You're here, there, everywhere. That's where you make your money. I remember once, if you don't mind me saying, I had diarrhea once. My Friday was out. Those days you don't make any money. You work hard all week and then you don't come home with any money. When they changed the licensing times, you know, because they had licensing laws, they had actually changed it in the middle when I was doing my minicabbing, so pubs could open and close when they wanted, really. And that's the time. Can you imagine? You know, you need the money Friday and Saturday night, and then at 11 o'clock when it used to be busy, it's just not. You know, I said, you know, I would never, ever, ever, you know, think of doing this business again, especially when you've got your car and you've got the maintenance of the car to think about. It's unbelievable how much wear and tear a car goes through. I mean, I bought this car, you can see it here. I bought this car, it was lovely when I bought it. Not even a year later, it was for the scrapyard. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, it's just, this job is just not worth it at all.
Because he's a lazy.
Okay, so now for some minicab stories. One guy said, can you get me to the Middlesex Hospital? Now, the Middlesex Hospital I know very well. I take my mum there very often. So I know the back way. And I looked on the map and I saw that there was a main road on the front end. So I said to the guy, do you know how to get there? And he says to me, yes. So I went the front way instead of going the back way that I know to get into the car park of the Middlesex Hospital. In the end, I'm going up and down, up and down. There's no entrance there. You can't drive your car in there, and there's all these fences. And the guy was limping and everything. He wasn't actually in crutches, but you know, I went up and down, up and down. I said, look, you know, hop out. You know, and he was hopping. You know, I always say that he climbed over the fence. I don't think he had to climb over the fence, but that was one funny story. Now, if you have a look how I'm dressed, remember I told you that you have to spend, you know, 50, 60 hours working a week on this. You need to have comfortable clothes. I used to have this. I mean, this is awful. You know, I'm wearing a black top and it's navy sort of, it's like a jersey. First of all, it doesn't match. Now, they never used to tell us where we were going. They would just tell us, right, go to this address, and then you would find out where you were going, you know, when you arrived. So, you know, you can't dress for the airport. And can you imagine standing, you know, standing with all these people with their flash suits on and this and that, you know, and we all standing there, you know, virtually in rags, you know, like a little pauper, you know, waiting for your customer with your little message on your little thing. And and I sort of wondered, I said, you know, we used to get £25 for an airport job. These people, and I sort of used to wonder, I said, well, I wouldn't wear a suit for this piddly money, but they were getting hundreds of pounds a day, you know, for their little jobs. Now remember, it's £25 that goes towards your £200 expenses. It was nothing, you know. So I mean, I used to hate it, you know, going to the airport. Absolutely hate it. You know, before Terminal 5 opened, Terminal 3 used to be packed. It took me half an hour, 45 minutes to try and park. And you know, the airports, you remember, they haven't changed much. They'll never change much in the future. You know, you don't even have room to open your car door. Then you see a space and, you know, you have this car and you just can't get in there. Terminal 3 was actually a nightmare. I suppose now they've opened Terminal 5, things are a lot better. I mean, some people are so mean, it's unbelievable. You know, one girl, you know, I took her to the airport and she gave me her change. I mean, £25 fare and you give 50p change, you know, for a tip. I mean, you know, give a fiver. You know, I would never go into a cab and not give a tip. You give a fiver, for God's sake. Yeah, and you know, she said to me, oh well, I deliberately came early. You know, if there's traffic, that takes 2 hours out of your time. You know, I suppose a lot of people sort of think, oh, £25, that's a lot of money to make. It's not a lot of money to make when you're doing the business legitimately. I said I paid £42 insurance. That's a weekly basis. Obviously, if you paid monthly, it was less. You know, if you paid monthly, it was 35 or 33, but it was still a lot of money. So I used to pay a weekly insurance. Another time, this guy phoned me up. I mean, you know, when you make your money, you know, if you're doing pub on Saturday nights and Friday, if you're taking people home from pubs, usually really local, £5, back to the pub, £5, you can really make a lot of money that way. One day the guy phoned me and said, the office, and I said, Andy, I know it's raining, I know it's bad, do you mind going to the airport to pick up this guy? It's probably horrendous, the traffic. I went there in the horrendous traffic, waited for this guy, took him home. He gives me £1 tip. And he looks at me and said, it's not enough? And I laughed at him and I said, it's enough. I said, you know, I never used to sort of be like the other cabbies that said, oh, give me a good tip, give me a good tip. I would never do that. Our company had a policy where you would, you know, if you take someone to the airport, it's £25. If you pick somebody up from the airport, you charge a £5 waiting charge. Well, why charge a £5 waiting charge when, you know, you have to park into the into the car park and pay the money? So that £5 might not even cover the car park sometimes. You know, what they used to do was if you wait an extra 20 minutes, you would charge an extra money. Well, we never used to do anything like that. What I used to do, if I picked somebody up, I used to charge a £5 waiting charge, and I used to give them the receipt from the ticket. So once I went to an airport and it was £25, £4 in the thing, and I charged £5 waiting charge. I remember the guy saying to me, he said, well, that's very good, you know, it was £34. You know, no one used to complain about that. But I think that's a fair way of doing it. You know, you don't charge, you know, if you wait hours, you know, you don't charge, you know, waiting charge and this and that. You know, just charge a minimum £5, you know, and be fair to the customer. And two more airport stories. One airport stories, I got up 5 o'clock in the morning, picked up this guy, he was late. I even put on the intercom system, will Mr. Charles come? And they actually heard it, you know, because our policy was to always wait at the information desk. At Terminal 4, the information desk is about half a mile from the arrivals at the gate, you know what I'm saying? So, and then when we came out, you know, if there was some trouble on the motorway or anything, you know, I remember we're driving along the road, him and his wife, and he used to get out and smoke. He used to walk. He used to actually walk ahead of the car, and it was hours and hours. He paid me good money in the end. But you know, you can be really exhausted. You know, when you've done an airport job, you can be really exhausted, and you're not really allowed to get exhausted on this kind of job. And the company, you know, if they say to you, get down to the airport, they mean get down to the airport. You know, they don't care about if there's any traffic or if there's any this. I remember once something had happened on the route to the airport, and the North Circular Road, I mean, it was chock-a-block. Now when I say a chock-a-block, it was a car park. It was a car park on the North Circular. You know, they're phoning up and said, you've got to be at the airport, you've got to be at Heathrow. Anyway, good job I have the NAVSAT, so I try a different route, but it's chock-a-block everywhere. It was this guy at the N20. I knew the boss, and when I say I know the boss, I used to take him up and down. His son, you know, I picked him up. He was, you know, he's a bit a regular cut. You know, it's not a customer that you can let down, because we used to pick up at this place at the N20. This is next to B&Q near Whetstone. In the end, I went there, killed myself, got him, took him home, hours and hours. He gives me £3 only and says it's an account job. And account jobs are less than normal jobs. That's £20 plus his £3 tip. That was ridiculous. And the last airport story I have to tell you is the time I went to Stansted Airport. Stansted Airport, it's so great. It's great, Stansted Airport, if you drop somebody off and you just go. When you've got to pick somebody up, you've got to go into all these different car parks and everything. So I went in there, I picked up these girls, there's 3 or 4 of them. And they said, can you bring the car at the front? I don't know, you know, because at the Stansted Airport, you know, if you come out, you pay your ticket and you're out. You know, I didn't know if you could come round. So I made these girls walk with me, and they walked with me all the way to the car. I'd actually lost the car. You know, I said, you know, it happens to a lot of people. You know, you go shopping and everything, you forget which car park that you left the car. I felt like a right prat, but you know, I said, sorry, and they're walking around with their suitcases and everything, and up and down, trying to find my car, which I'd forgotten which car park it was in. I do remember, you know, it's funny, Stansted Airport, you think it's just a great big hangar, And you press this button and you take this lift and you go down. It's like you're in a different world, you know. It's like you're suddenly in the London Underground. You know, that was a funny story. So now I'm going to talk about all the pubs I used to pick up at. I've already talked to you about the Wishing Well. Look at the Wishing Well. There's no parking there. And you used to get these big 4x4s. Beep, beep, what are you parking there for? I've got to pick up a drunk customer. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not going to climb across this busy highway, you know, trying to get, you know, almost getting himself killed. You know what I'm saying? Then I used to pick at the Erris pub. The best one I used to pick up was Gertie Brown's. This was in East Finchley. They used to call us from Whetstone to come down here. You know, if I was doing this today, I'd probably have a contract there. You know, I could have probably made money just sitting around in Gertie Brown's doing all the, you know, all the business for them, because they used to, you know, used to call us a lot. This is the N20. Now here in Argentina, if you call a minicab, it doesn't matter where it is. It's beep beep, you come out. In England, you beep beep, you know, it's rude, you know what I'm saying? I remember once I used to pick up this girl, you know, at the top of Whetstone to take her to work, and I just hooted her. I just wanted to show that I was there, beep beep, but she go, my time is 20 past, you know, the typical English cow. You know, I mean, she was a nice girl. She always used to come and sit in the front and talk and everything. And she got really upset. I said, look, I just hooted to say that I was there. You know, so we used to, every single time you would have to get out of your car and ring the doorbell. There was very, very few times when people will actually will wait for you, you know. So if we have a look, this is the N20. I've already talked about this before. The N20, can you imagine? This is a fast-flowing disco high-class pub. Climb up the stairs and you actually walking into this disco high class. I remember going to the barman. The barman's busy trying to serve all the drinks. I said, did someone call a cab? He says, I don't know, mate. I don't know. You know, he's busy. You know, and I'm sort of looking at who the hell's called this cab. It was absolutely crazy. And just to say something about the son, remember I told you I picked him up at the airport. The son, he had me waiting there for 15 minutes once just to take him down to Oakley Park Station, which was not even a mile away from where the N20 is. So he had me waiting there 15 minutes. I phoned up, I said he's got me waiting and everything. He said, look, he always gives a fiver. Okay. So 15 minutes later he comes in, take me to Oakley Park. I take him there. He asked me a few questions and I didn't really know how to answer him. He maybe thought I was a bit rude. So I parked outside Oakley Park Station, waiting for him to get out and everything, and he gives me a fiver. So I think it's all over. No, he's still waiting there. I said, what are you waiting for? He said, my pound change. So I give him the pound change and he walks off, and I'm thinking, you know, obviously he didn't like the look of me. Do you know what I'm saying? But I talked to another cab driver, and not about that, but he used to say to me, you know, sometimes you have to work for your tip. You know, chat with the customer. I wasn't always chatty with the customers and everything. Used to be silent, but you know, I do understand what you're saying. You have to work for your tips. So he didn't like me, but you know, I always called him the prat at N20. Now this is the Weavers pub. Always try to avoid picking up anybody from the Weavers. This is opposite the test centre in Barnet. Now the time when I used to do my minicabbing, which was 2005, 2006, talk about the Wild West. I walked in there, I said, floozies dancing about, someone, you know, knocking over a table. It was really like, you know, I actually thought I was in, you know, the Wild West, you know, one of these really wild taverns, you know, you know what I'm saying. So I always used to try and avoid picking up the Weavers, but sometimes you've got no choice. Then we have the malt and hops. Again, you know, you can't just wait outside there, you've got to go in. It's okay when it's not busy, you know, I used to go to the barmaid, it says, who's called? It's this person, I used to get it. On St. Patrick's Day, it was packed in there, absolutely packed. And you're going in there, you're trying to shout, everyone's busy behind the bar and all this kind of stuff. I couldn't find anybody, I was just going to go and leave. But then someone came out and said, okay, that's for you. But I mean, that is the kind of thing. And to talk about ringing doorbells, I used to work in the middle of the night sometimes, and someone would say, go to 14, this street and that street. So okay, you go there, nice house, you walk up, ding dong, no one answers. 3 o'clock in the morning now, yeah? Ding dong, no one answers. I said, there's no one at 14. And they sent me on the radio, he says, well, they're waiting outside. I said, they're not waiting outside. Oh, sorry, not 14, number 40. You know, it's a bit further up the road. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, that was, you know, can you imagine ringing somebody, you know, you're sort of ringing houses 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, do you know what I'm saying? And then there was another time, people, this old man I used to pick up from the Erris Tavern, you know, not the Erris, the Gertie Browns, the Irish. This guy used to wet my car every time I used to go. I used to should have put plastic underneath my car. But you know, they wet your car, and I know that's pretty disgusting, but I've still got to do my job. And then this other guy came in, and he sat on it, and I'm running fast, you know, driving through traffic lights and everything, trying to get, you know, the customer to his destination before that, you know, soaks into his trousers. Do you know what I'm saying? You know. And one time, one girl got sick in my car as well. Yeah, it's a terrible job because, you know, you get sick in the car, you sort of think, okay, that's a cleaning job, but you've got to keep working. I told you, you know, you pay your £200 at the beginning of the week. You know, you want the return. You know, if you lose a day, you might as well have lost the whole week. And it used to get me, you know, I used to be really mad when some people, you know, you take somebody from, for instance, from East Finchley all the way down to, I can't remember where it was, but, you know, we had a book where it says the mileage, and I charged her £7. £7, you're robbers, you're robbers. You know, I don't even come out, you know, with the minimum wage every week, you know, and you've got these idiots calling you robbers. I used to pick up, 3 o'clock, I picked up somebody from, you know, the Hollywood Bowl, some girls and everything, and it was from the Hollywood Bowl to Whetstone. She said, how much is it? You know, it was Saturday night. I said, £6, £7. Oh, that's ridiculous. So they were really thing, you know, so well, just tell us where the £4 run out. And as soon as it ran out, £4, you go, right, we're walking from here, you know. Now these girls probably are going to be hairdressers in the future, and when they charge 30, 40, 50 pounds for a haircut, you know, they're not going to expect their customers to say that they're robbers. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's that really. And we had the public carriage office, really pain in the arse. They used to bring in all these rules, always for the customer. So the first rule they brought in was, well, obviously you have to have your insurance, so there's nothing wrong with that, you know, I'm all for that. But then they brought out you have to have your MOT every 6 months. Now, I told you the wear and tear that your car goes through. That's the last thing you want, to have to go through an MOT every 6 months. It's a pain in the bum just doing it once a year, let alone every 6 months. And then they brought out, apparently there was a big story where this blind man had a dog and was waiting for a cab, and the cab refused to take him. You know, you have to ask. I don't want to put dogs and animals in the car. Do you know what I'm saying? The public carriage office wanted to fine him and do a lot of things to him because they wouldn't pick him up. I thought that was really bad. And now the public carriage office, just after I did my thing, you have to have a test. You would have a test, for instance, how you would get from one city to another, and you've got 5 minutes to plan a map. So all these things, all the public carriage are always, you know, always for the customer, never for the minicab office. I mean, I'll give you an example. You know, you just hear lots of people. You know, when girls come out from discos and they get cabs and they go. Now, if I'm a rapist, for instance, I'm not going to get my car to take you away. You know, and have my identity and everything. You know, if you. You know, it happens they don't sort of care about the taxi driver who gets mugged and gets assaulted and gets smashed in the face, you know, every 5 minutes by these drunkards. You know, they don't care about you. One incident, you know, for instance, you know, if a girl's ever been raped, it's very, very few in number with a minicab driver. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's always for the customer. You know, they don't care about the minicab driver. One guy even said to me, you should get, you know, danger money. So it was a very, very difficult job. That's why I left England. You know, to start a new adventure a new volume. But every time I go with a minicab here, I always think about the poor minicab driver and the trouble I do. But here, I don't know how they make their money, but it's a lot easier. There's no airport runs, you know, everything's local, and they get 20%, they pay 20% to the house. It's not one fixed, you know, they haven't learned these tricks here. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's basically it, really. That was another bad job that I have. I got more stories, more bad stories. I'll probably say them another time. But, you know, that's, had to leave England, had to do something else. And that's basically it, really. So that's it for these first 25 volumes and the final volume. And I hope you've enjoyed the whole series, and look forward to a brand new series here in Argentina. So watch and enjoy, and I'll bid you farewell.
Hi, babe, how's it going?
Oh, not so bad actually. It's been a very busy night, but in a couple of hours I finished my shift.
He said what? Nah, babe. It's history.
When I came to this country, I had such great dreams. Being an actor, a star of the screen. Being a doctor, a lawyer, or better yet, a detective at night. While by day I'm a vet. But I ended up just mini-cabbing, driving dicks around and avoiding stabbings. Still as jobs go, it's hard to beat, apart from scrubbing puke off the backseat. Mini-mini-cup, get a mini-cup, mini-mini-cup, get a mini-cup, mini-mini-cup, get a mini-cup, do you want a mini-cup? Sitting in the back, spare a thought for the driver with the full and varied life. The guy is a survivor.
Believe it or not, I was the mayor of Nairobi.
I was a scientist trying to irrigate the Gobi.
I'm a dissident professor with a string of degrees.
I'm English, but I failed all my GCSEs.
Oh no! It's the black cabbies. No one needs the knowledge and your sluggish black cabs. We've got faster cars and they come with sat-navs. Dance off!
We got the knowledge, we got the knowledge. Tom, tom, tom, tom, tom, tom, tom, tom.
Turn left, turn right. At the next opportunity, perform a U-turn. Do a high kick, do a star jump. Knee slide. You have reached jazz hands.
Stop! What are we doing? You're right, this is mad! He's the enemy!
Anyone fancy a pedicab?
Get him! Forget about punching, the kicking and cusses. Drunks will always leave their cars or miss their buses. At the end of the day, we're all drivers together. There's enough work for all, cause of our crap weather. Drink and rain, the cabbie's friend. Drink and rain, may they never end. We drive them home for money, and they let us talk.